Welcome back to Apoxtate TV. I am your host, King Nebuchadnezzar, and I'm back with another episode of the series Back to the Future, which I've been working on for the past few days. The series touch about the energy of Satan and how this energy is so important for we Africans to tap into, because this energy is an energy which most of the celebrities, the elites, the ruling party, the ruling powers of the world, and the so-called organizations of the world are using. This energy is an energy of Satan, and it's an energy that is in all human. Same way you can use this energy physically, you can as well tap into it spiritually. So this movie Back to the Future is actually talking about this energy. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Emperor, I have stood on blood-soaked ground and felt the flame of battle burning through my veins. I have skewered flesh on metal and pierced life from limb. I am a centurion, and I have seen death.
This is a ritual going on live on stage that people don't know. Like when you go to some shows, some of the shows we go to, we attend, they are rituals that are being taken place. We just think all these things are shows. Well, that's what it is. Because we are symbolically illiterate, we don't understand things as Africans.
Marty is being told to pick up the book and follow the white rabbit. Strange how we have Marty standing before two items that have both been used to lead to Christ at the end of the Griffith Park tunnel. Marty, whose first supernatural contact episode was with the Eye of Horus, is now saved by Christopher Lloyd below a spirit of Horus representing Egyptian obelisk, which is the cornerstone to the landscape design of the Griffith Observatory, which rests directly on top of the Griffith Park tunnel. Lloyd's tunnel consistently syncs with embarking on the non-local spiritual journey, and it was actually built in order to access an observatory of the heavens that houses a monument honoring the spirit of Horus. The Spirit of Horus tunnel is also featured momentarily in The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension.
Dr. Buckaroo Banzai, perhaps you can explain yourself.
The film begins as Buckaroo is going to pilot the world's first interdimensional traveling car, much like his Back to the Future counterpart, Marty McFly. Banzai shows up fashionably late due to the fact that he is in the middle of performing surgery.
May I have the curved diacetyl, please?
It's not here, Dr. Bonsai.
Let me have the straight one then.
Dr. Bonsai is using a laser to vaporize a pineal tumor without damaging the quadrigeminal plate. Subcutaneous microphones. Dr. Bonsai is using a laser to vaporize a pineal tumor without damage. Pineal. Dr. Bonsai is using a laser to vaporize a pineal tumor without damaging the quadrigeminal plate.
Brain surgery on the pineal gland. Another strange parallel to Marty McFly. After interacting intimately with the pineal gland, he pilots mankind's first successful interdimensional journey, helping us draw the same conclusions about pineal gland-induced ascension that we saw displayed in the Epic of Marty McFly. Highlighted on Bonsai's car is the value 88. It is overtly plastered on the hood, doors, and license plate. The car itself.
88 is a pothole. 88 is like that. So I said in earlier videos which I did, I said these people work in symbols and signs. So whenever you see all these numbers, because they work in numerology, they have great meaning in numerology. So these people who work in signs and symbols, they use numbers a lot. So number 88 simply represents portal. So it's to move from one dimension into the another. So when they talking about the pineal gland in this regard, now they're talking about you moving from one dimension of consciousness into another. We are locked up in this 3D dimension of consciousness. So once your chakra opens, once the pineal gland open, you move into another dimension of consciousness. So that's what number 88 represents. That's how you can manage to go into other spiritual places. Those are the things I'll be talking about in the nearest future in other videos which I'll be doing reactions on.
Elf is even named the HB88.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
With many questions to be answered, we jump to a scene.
You said the car in the video, it's the car moving, jumping into another dimension. That's why you see flashes of light. And when it hits the 88, that's when the car jumped into the other pothole, into the other world, into the other realm. So these are symbols they put in movies. We need to be aware of all the symbols. They're not demonic. We always think, because of the church mindset, we think all those things are demonic. These are actual things that we are cut off, or we are being cut away from since since religion has been introduced to us. These are the things our ancestors used to do back in the days. These are the things we used to do back in the days. When they tell you about Shango, when they tell you about Ogun, they're not actually telling you about actual people. It's people who are using the energy. So that's why you see they have different mythology or different stories about Ogun and Shango's or all these deities they talk about. It's just the energy. So we need to reconnect back into these things. And that's the things the Caucasians are using, because they understand all this dark magic.
Where Bonsai begins pursuing this white van that features a haloed mountain or Stargate type logo.
Yeah, the actual word I've been trying to look for is Stargates. You know, how you can move into another Stargate with consciousness.
And he ends up chasing the van through the Spirit of Horus tunnel. the very same tunnel that Marty chased the Gray's alien almanac through. Inside the van is one of the parts that allows his car to function properly and travel hyperdimensionally. Without it, he cannot open wormholes. See that we have two men traveling through the Spirit of Horus tunnel, both striving to reconnect with higher intelligences or with their ability to...
Spirit of Horus tunnel, which they're simply talking about the last video I did. That's why if you want to understand this information, you will need to go to the beginning of the video in order for you to understand what the information is all about. The Spirit of Horus tunnel, which they're talking about, is the pathway to enlightenment. Before you can get into enlightenment, you need to go through dark parts, the dark tunnel. The dark period in a man's life is when a man finds himself. That is when a man is going through dark period in his or her life, or let me use the phrase man and woman. When we're going through our dark period, that's when we need to go into our dark room and find ourselves through studying the dark things, studying the forbidden knowledge, and going through consciousness by meditating. So when you do all these things, you open your chakras. That's when you get into the path of enlightenment. So the dark tunnel is the dark part. Then after the tunnel is the brighter part, and which they say at the end of every dark night, there's always a brighter day.
Contact higher intelligences. Marty must reclaim the Gray Alien Sports Almanac so that the alien UFO, operated by Christ Lloyd, will connect with him, while Banzai must get his hyperdimensional car part from the van with the Stargate logo. The kicker is that the van with the Stargate logo at the end of the Spirit of Horus tunnel is operated by Christopher Lloyd, playing an alien.
Cough up the crucial missing circuit.
Wow, look at you. Yeah, I guess you took the hard road. Well, me too. You'd think we'd learn. No, all in the name of progress, right? They say there's always something better. Burn the old, bring in the new. Well, how'd that work out? Risked our whole future. And we trusted them. And now we fight them any way we can. For what? What's left of humanity.
I'm going to start off with a book that was written 2,500 years ago by Sun Tzu called Art of War. And the first rule of Art of War...
In case anyone don't know the Art of War, and the book Art of War is a book I would recommend everyone to get. This book was written by Sun Tzu. Some few hundred years ago, or was 1,000 years ago? I think no, some few hundred years ago, on how you can conquer your enemies. How you can conquer your enemies psychologically, study your enemies. So it's a great book. It's more to do with consciousness.
War is know thy enemy. And that is the key to understanding what is going on in this realm. A lot of people claim to know what's going on. They say they know the enemy, but they leave out a portion that they miss a lot of information. What I'm talking about is most people think the enemy is a physical enemy alone, and it is not. It is a physical enemy along with a spiritual.
You heard that? It's a physical enemy along with a spiritual. You can never exclude spirituality when you're talking about physical things, because everything happens from the spirits. Before you manifest anything into the physical world, everything comes from the spirit first. So you need to understand these things, and you need to understand this energy. Just the same way we use fire and water, we can use all these things in spiritual aspect as well. So when you look at the sun, when you look at the moon, when you look at the energy, Satan itself, the star, Satan itself, all these things are energies you can manipulate into your advantage. That's why they do rituals during different moon cycles. Let's go back into this.
Or a hidden realm. Call it what you want. But that is the portion that if you don't understand, if you don't respect that, you don't believe in that part of the enemy, then you miss a lot of information. Even the Bible in Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And a lot of people don't want to believe that. Even Christians, they forget about that part of the spiritual side. They think it's either Democrats or Republican, or it's right or left. When you get caught up in that right-left paradigm, that's where they want you. They want you fighting against each other, so you don't understand that third person. I call it the
right or left is simply the people battling over your land. Africans, the Democrats or the Republicans, these are the people battling over your lands. You might think whatever happened in the American continent doesn't affect you in Africa. Don't know, it affects you in Africa simply because they are the ones controlling your government. These people are the ones controlling your government. So you need to understand all these things. So when they tell you your enemies are in the spirit, they're not telling you to think of them in a physical aspect only. They do everything in the spirits, these people. That's why I said I am talking more about metaphysics, because metaphysics and Masonic, because this is how these people operate, and we don't understand all those things. So we need to keep going.
The third person in the room that's standing in the corner that poked the stick at both sides, that are watching you fight each other. All along, the enemy is in the corner, that spiritual realm that is so important. And to address that, they're like, well, I can't see that, Nicholson. I can't touch it. I can't feel it. Look, you can't touch or feel airwaves, radio airwaves either. You can't touch them. You have to use a radio tuner to tune those in. Does that mean that radio waves don't exist? No, they quite well do exist. You have to just tune in, just like the enemy is around us all the time. You just have to use your senses to tune in. Most don't have the time, they don't have the patience to tune in. That's why all of the distractions from the media...
Why do they throw so much distraction out there? There's so much distraction in the world, more than ever. That's because your biggest enemy is the government. You need to understand that. You need to understand that. The biggest demon are these people. You need to understand that. And it's only because of you Africans. You Africans. This is a symbol of you people here. This is a symbol of you people here. All the lands belong to you people. That's why you people are restricted from traveling all over the world. That's why Caucasians who don't have lands can tour all your lands. We all need to understand those things and know the law. Understand the law. If you were just watching this video for the first time, you need to go back again and see everything from the beginning. That's why I said Islam is very important. because it's all about law. Let's keep going. It's not a joke.
Music, videos, all of this stuff to keep you occupied so that you don't realize what's going on around you in a hidden realm, spiritual realm.
Operation Warp Speed is a fast-paced effort to bring COVID-19 vaccines and therapeutics to the American people. I am General Gus Perna, and here are 5...
What did the Bible tell you about the mark of the beast? What did the Bible says about the mark of the beast? The Bible says they're going to give you the mark of the beast. And what's the reason why they're giving people the mark of the beast? Because we are in the age of information. The age whereby Africans will start recognizing that they own all these things which they lost. All the stories are there in the Bible, but because we see the Bible, we look at the Bible as if we're reading a Bible, a book, a storybook. We read the Bible as if we read a storybook. We don't recognize a lot of things going on. Look at the color of the I don't want to call the name of the mark of the beast logo. The color of their symbol. It's in yellow and what? Blue. The world war going on. The country they ask you all to support. What's their flag color? Yellow and blue. You should understand everything is regulated. Everything they're doing, they regulate everything. They've planned all these things for years. They've planned all these agendas for more than 20, 30, 100 years before they try to implement this agenda. Why? Because they use the stars to understand the way the world operates. They know every 20 years is another moon cycle. Every 20 years is another star cycle. That's why in the last 20 years an event will happen. Every last 20 years an event will happen. That's how they used to measure the 1,000 years which the Bible spoke about, which is a day in God's eye. The one day in God's eye is the day of the energy of the Satan and Jupiter, when the both energy comes together, the great conjunction. So that's what is going on.
Things to know about Operation Warp Speed. First, Operation Warp Speed is a partnership between the Department of Health and Human Services and the Department of Defense and other federal organizations to develop, manufacture, and deliver vaccines and therapeutics to the American people in order to move past this pandemic. Second, science is driving all of our decisions. We are not cutting any corners with respect to the safety and efficacy of organizations to develop, manufacture, and deliver vaccines and therapeutics to the American people in order.
I went back because of the symbol here. The symbol. Most of you might not understand this thing because this pentagon symbol, because most of you are symbolically illiterate. I'll be doing a video on this particular symbol soon. There's a video I saw on this symbol, so I'll be doing a reaction video on this pentagon video I saw, because we are symbolically illiterate. These people you see here are demons, the bloodsuckers. They have a book written by Schwarzkopf. I don't know if I pronounced the name properly. The German World Economic Forum president also. He released a book on this agenda. You guys should go look it up. I would put the description on I'll put the link on the description below.
To move past this pandemic. Second, science is driving all of our decisions. We are not cutting any corners with respect to safety and efficacy. We need to do this the right way. We are working with 6 drug manufacturers who are putting their vaccine candidates through the same rigorous clinical trials that we do for every pharmaceutical. Third, we have worked with the manufacturers to help them scale up operations in order to produce vaccines and therapeutics. We have purchased and secured supplies needed to deliver.
What makes you think these people who don't like you, who keep coming to Africa to bomb the land, to steal from our land, to kill our people, would then want to be our savior? What makes you think so? Common sense, critical thinking. What makes you think all of a sudden people who can't provide for the poor then would want to save the whole world? Come on, let's think logic.
And administer the drug. Everything from the vials that hold the vaccine to the syringes and needles that will be used to put shots into arms. Fourth, the military is bringing planning and logistics expertise to this operation, working across the supply chains from manufacturing to delivery to coordinate vaccines and their movement across the country to all states, territories, and federal agencies. But commercial industry, not the military, will physically ship and distribute the vaccines to your local areas. And fifth, Operation Warp Speed will be successful because of this whole of America approach, drawing from the best of industry, academia, science, and defense in order to fight this pandemic. We have been transparent and open about our process, and now it's up to you, America. When the vaccine is ready and available, I hope you answer the call.
I'm literally shaking right now because I cannot believe that we missed this. This is, of course, the official web.
Okay, so this is what will happen. I'll end this video here now, and I'll be doing another video on this same video. I'll be doing another reaction video on this same subject matter. And if you like what you've seen today, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't hesitate to please share this with like-minded one as well, because all this information need to go out ASAP to people. People need to understand what is actually going on. We Africans don't understand the reality of the things going on. So thank you very much for spending your time with me today, and have a lovely day. Peace out.